this is Jersey. You're watching The Garden State.
You are listening to The Garden State, the only New Jersey podcast that gives you all the news you need to hear this week. My name is Josh Sobo.
My name is Josh Chomik.
And back again, behind the camera,
Jimmy Parks.
Hey guys, how was your week?
What's up?
We just recorded that like 3 times because I was
yeah, the
being
more
a
we
stickler.
do it, the more it's just going to be like scripted.
Yeah,
which we don't want.
It sounded pretty whack, but we'll stick with that.
Hi
one.
guys, how are you?
Well, thank you to everybody for coming back for another Garden State podcast episode. We appreciate all of you for tuning back in, which I think tuning in is the wrong terminology because I think of tuning in, I think of a radio.
I wish we were a radio. That'd be cool.
I would love to be a radio show.
It would be so much more fun.
But they can still tune in on the podcast.
I can
app.
make the podcast sound like an AM radio.
Oh,
to really
yes.
like push it to another level.
Is that really an effect you can do?
Yeah, like just
Should I do it right now?
Snap your fingers and it's gonna happen.
Okay, I'm gonna snap right now.
Yeah. And see,
We're live here at Shea Stadium where the Mets are down 3-2 in the bottom of the 9th.
What's gonna happen?
Mike Piazza is coming up to bat. Piazza's had a great season so far. Here's the windup and the pitch. It is high. I'm going to go with John Sterling.
Yeah, yeah, for the Mets.
Yeah.
Classic Mets fans living in the past.
I like this AM effect.
I know, it's pretty cool. I wonder if the listeners are like annoyed by it, or they're like, I kind of like this.
No, AM radio is like a warm blanket. It's just something so relaxing about it.
FM radio screwed everything up.
Yeah, we had to get
too nice.
so clear. Where AM, it had some grit. AM, okay, so here's the analogy. AM is to music what film cameras are to digital photography.
That makes sense, yeah.
It's like gritty, you feel it. It's There's something tangible, like something mechanical is going on behind the scenes.
Are we back in, are we still in AM right now?
No, let's go back to digital, the updated.
Oh, so we're back to updated.
Now we are.
No, we've been.
We have?
When I said, are we back?
Oh, we
it
are.
Just changed.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's
Isn't
how
that
that works.
crazy?
It's that easy.
All right. Yeah, it's why I just tried making a rewind sound. It didn't work.
Well, it's good to be back on the podcast. I hope you all enjoy our weirdness and our antics.
This is episode 37.
37, man.
How? We're almost at a year, baby.
Well, for our 1-year anniversary, I have 2 ideas for the record for this podcast that I want to do. We're going to do a 1-year celebration, and I also want to do a Garden State Christmas special.
For the 1 year, it's going to be with a live studio audience.
Wait a second. Do we want to do that?
I think we need to.
Yeah, seeing Aiden sitting on the couch right there, just
What
watching
if
me,
we got
staring me down.
like a 30-person room for a live
Your
recording?
living room. Just bring it over your house.
We could do that. Yeah, like a live. Where could we get a venue though for our 1-year anniversary episode?
I'm sure we could get some like small local theater or something.
We'll do it at the spot where you record the interview of me.
You know.
Imagine.
Oh wait, actually, I do know of a local theater in the Union County area that I think we could get in at if we want to do a theater.
It's perfect.
We sell tickets for like $10.
Yep.
We start hyping it up. And then for the Christmas special, I really want it to be kind of like you listen, it's like a us by a fireplace kind of conversation.
Okay.
And we're going to spread the Christmas joy with the world. And then Silent Night will play in the background, of course.
Are we doing that here? Or is this?
Yeah, I think you could do it here.
Because you have the fireplace right behind you.
And then I want us to partner with like Toys for Tots. And we see if we could raise like $1,000 for Toys for Tots.
That'd be amazing.
I think we need to start that soon because I think they end like prior to Christmas.
Oh, no. That makes sense. They got to buy the gifts.
Yeah, imagine we do it on
Hold on.
Christmas. And we're
Let me
like,
look this up live.
they're like, guys, it's Christmas Day. You guys are a little late.
Show up with a check. Oh, wait, hold on. Toys for Tots deadline. Let's find out.
It's gonna be like October 21st.
No, it's probably like,
I think it's like
December 17th.
oh,
No,
perfect.
Jimmy, the week before Christmas.
Okay, so should we do Toys for Tots? I think that's a
100%.
good organization where they provide Christmas gifts for children.
We could do some research this week, and like I've always wanted to do something like that.
I think it'd be cool. Or we could do the Children's Hospital, St. Jude, because what I'm always inspired by at Christmas is when Kevin McAllister walks past the New York Children's Hospital and that song plays.
Dude, that song makes me cry every time. Like tears just flow down my eyes.
Do you want to do a little impression of it? You want to sing it?
No, I'm gonna cry. No.
That's movie magic, man. That scene really chokes you up. And, I think we could do one or the other. We should do something for the children this year.
Where's your Christmas tree going in this house?
It goes over in that corner.
Are we gonna like change the set so like the Christmas tree's near us? Or
We
like,
could put the table there and then have like a sharp range of focus where the tree's is behind us.
Let's just start that next week. So like it'll be like Christmas for like the next 2 months.
I love it.
Because you know how Christmas flies.
Yeah, it
like,
flies by. Well, I like that people tune into this podcast for the first time and we just talk about everything. We go all over the place, all over the map. But if you're a Christmas lover like us, let us know what organization you think we should support this year. We should do something to help somebody out with this podcast. It shouldn't just be all about,
Not about us.
not about us. But speaking of us,
We got merch.
merch is going to be restocking.
We're trying to. We gotta
Wow.
keep food on the table.
Yeah,
right?
talk
Keep the
a-
lights on in here, right?
Talk about a transition right there. We should upgrade our mic stands, by the way. Remind me to talk to you about that
Okay.
later. We're going to be restocking merch. All the stuff that you've seen is coming back this weekend. Should be available Sunday night. Let's just say Sunday at 7 o'clock.
Something like that, yeah.
To give you a round number or round time.
All we got right now are like smalls left, and everyone's
Yeah.
like, I want a large, I want an extra large. And I like my shirts like oversized anyway, so.
Well, so a small would be oversized for you, little man?
No, that's why I'm waiting for a large, bud.
Okay.
You took my sentence and just made it your own, okay? That's not what I was saying.
So the other thing we wanted to say is we have 2 new T-shirts coming out. They should be out by Tuesday, but you might see one on Sunday depending on how the.
We're giving so many days. They'll be out soon.
It's coming. Just if this is Friday, you're listening to this Sunday night. Keep your eyes out and follow us on Instagram for other updates.
IG will tell you everything, honestly.
And that's that one's not for the children, but that's for us.
Yeah, Toys for Tots are coming in a few weeks. Okay?
Listen, gas ain't free.
Gas
man.
ain't free.
All right. Well, that's before we get into the news. We've talked about a lot. How was your guys' weekend? What did you guys do this weekend? Anything Jersey related?
Can we talk about that weather? How beautiful it's been.
It's been nice.
Been freaking
It was
beautiful
like
out.
45 degrees on one of the mornings. I forgot
Yeah.
what day it was. Jimmy and I went to New York State. We traveled out of the state, and we got out of our car. It was 45 degrees at like 4 p.m.
It was beautiful.
Jimmy was in
Wow.
shorts
I
and
was
like
the
a
only
hoodie.
one in shorts. We went on this hike. There's a ton of people.
It was a mess, honestly.
That's really cool.
It was a cool water. What is that place called?
Catterskill Falls.
We went to Catterskill Falls. Absolutely gorgeous, but man, it was worse than a national park, Josh. It was so
Mobbed.
crowded.
Are you talking about a park outside of New Jersey?
Yeah.
Well, we should just mute this whole section of the podcast then. We don't
Hey,
discuss
you
the
asked.
Empire State on the Garden
No,
State
but
podcast.
do you want to know why we went to New York and not New Jersey?
Why?
Well, we started driving up north, and I had the drone. I wanted to get some full foliage, and the colors in Jersey just haven't changed right yet. We had
gotcha.
to go. Well, Jimmy, what's the date? Like, when's Jersey going to get some color?
I say next week we'll start seeing some really good stuff up by like High Point.
How about peak? Peak in Central and South Jersey.
Honestly, I think peak might be next week.
Already?
At High Point, yeah.
How about for all the South Jersey listeners?
Another 2 weeks or so. 2-3 weeks.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. South Jersey, 3 weeks until peak fall foliage,
Awesome.
which we want.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you guys had a fun little brocation up to the upstate New York.
This weekend, like I also played golf this weekend, which was, oh my gosh, the weather was so good.
By the way, Saturday morning we went to a spot called Goldberg's in Millburn. They make
Hey, that's your spot.
That's become my local spot. Not the best bagel in Union County, but a good bacon, egg, and cheese. A little expensive, and the best thing they do, very expensive. We don't go often, just because we're not trying to spend a ton of money on Saturday morning breakfast. But one thing they do is they have fresh squeezed orange juice that they do themselves.
my favorite,
And you can
orange
buy it.
juice.
It's just very, very. It's like for like a little 8-ounce bottle. It's
Nice.
like $4.
Jeez, is it
But-
worth the $4?
Well, so I heard that. Okay, we're gonna get into the weeds here, but I heard you're not supposed to drink like a ton of orange juice in one sitting. Like your body doesn't know how to process all the.
What's the worst that could happen?
It's just. I mean, it's just like a sugar overload. Like, but orange juice is like soda. It's not good for you. Mm-hmm. It's just a ton of sugar and like you should eat an orange if you want the benefits of an orange. So
Wait, but isn't
8
like,
ounces
isn't
is like
pulp and orange juice pretty much like it's fresh squeeze? So isn't it the same as eating an orange? Like you
no.
said?
You need all the fiber that comes from the actual orange itself.
So that's not like pulp.
No, you're literally. You know how many oranges go into like 16 ounces of orange juice? Like one of
lot.
those Minute Maid bottles. Like you're probably drinking like 6 oranges, and your body's going, "What are you doing to me?" So we get the 8 ounce, and like I have a coffee. I'll drink like a sip of the orange juice just to get. Guys, you got to get on this health wave I'm on right now. You don't even understand.
Well,
I
you,
would
dude,
love
you just
to.
said that oranges are not like healthy,
Oranges are great for you. Vitamin C,
but not orange
a lot of
juice.
fiber. Orange juice. It's just like drink a Pepsi for breakfast if you want.
That's disgusting. I see people doing that. I could never.
When people get orange juice from McDonald's, I'm like, literally just have a Coke. There's no difference.
It's got to be a little better.
Not much.
I love fresh squeezed orange juice though, like straight from the orange.
Oh, it's the best. There's nothing
On a
better.
Saturday morning with a cup of coffee, like fall weather.
Yeah.
like, that's like the perfect condition right there, and you just described it perfectly.
Bacon, egg, and cheese with a little bit of OJ, and then you go straight into coffee afterwards. Go for a little Saturday morning drive, Gary V style. Look
Unreal.
for some yard sales.
There you
I'm
go.
telling you, that's my ideal Saturday morning in October.
Sounds amazing.
So, all right,
And all you're missing is the foliage.
yeah, and
You
it's
just
coming.
need the colors.
It's coming.
Next
so
Saturday might be your prime Saturday, Josh.
I'm gonna have a Saturday next Saturday. So,
Oh, also, how are you feeling, by the way? There's a big weekend for you with the Mets.
oh,
We watched the Mets game together last night. We
happened?
were all together.
What
We were
happened?
actually hanging out, all of us.
Yeah, we were all there.
That's crazy.
what happened with the Mets?
So the Mets are actually eliminated.
I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, you left at the seventh inning. Yeah, they didn't have a comeback. I'm sorry, dude. But we're gonna Yankees are in the playoffs. So if you ever want to come over and watch the game, you're more than welcome.
I'll come with a Cleveland jersey on, that's for sure.
There you
and
go.
you know, here's the thing: the Mets.
Meet the Mets. Beat the
Mets just didn't. They weren't. The first half of the season they looked World Series quality, but they didn't have all the pieces. You really saw the wheels come off in September, and
Next year.
there's always next year. But I've been saying that my whole life, and this is why in 2007, in 2007 when Andy Chavez caught that ball over the left field wall, and they lost eventually to the Cardinals. I think it was the Cardinals. That was the season I gave up on the Mets. 7th grade, I'll never forget. And then in 2015, I hopelessly got back involved. And I always do it. I get back invested. I go all in.
Just
and
to
then
hurt yourself.
I hurt myself. So I'm done talking about baseball. Let's get into the news. Can we just move on?
Okay, I like talking Mets, but yeah, we can keep
What
going.
did you want to say?
No, I just like talking. I like just talking about the Mets.
Listen. DeGrom's going to Atlanta. I'm going to miss it out like Frank the
You
Tank.
got Frank the Tank as your mascot, bro.
No,
You're
we
sad.
just got to pray DeGrom stays in New York. Got to pray something happens with Scherzer. Listen, it's not going to be a good offseason. I'm hoping that,
Garden State Sports coming soon, guys. Don't worry. For all you sports lovers out there, we got some ideas.
I'm a little nervous, but you know who I trust in is Steve Cohen. So we'll see what he does in the offseason. And
You guys got this.
we'll pray that they come back strong next year, but I just don't feel hopeful. But all right, let's get into the news. You guys ready for the news?
I think so.
Yes, sir.
We got a stacked lineup tonight. And
Loaded.
By the way, for those listening, make sure to hang around to the end of the podcast to hear our first official ever mailbag segment. You're going to want to hear this. So stick around to the end of the stories, and maybe you'll hear your own voice on the Garden State podcast tonight. We will see. All right, let's get into it. In Lakewood, New Jersey, a woman escaped abduction during an afternoon in the park.
That's crazy because you never think about people getting kidnapped like in broad daylight, but it happens everywhere.
Oh, yeah, this was very, very scary story. A woman escaped a man who attempted to abduct her near Lake Carasaljo.
That's a hard name to read.
It's Carasaljo. Lake Carasaljo.
Carsaljo.
Tuesday afternoon. A woman escaped a man who attempted to abduct her on Tuesday afternoon. Lakewood Police Captain Greg Stafford Smith said that the 55-year-old woman was approached around 1 p.m. along Lake Drive by a man who covered her mouth and tried to drag her into a wooded area.
Wow.
The woman was able to break away and call 911.
Thank God.
The abductor was described only as a man wearing dark clothing. He ran off before the officers arrived. A search of the area by Lakewood Police, the Ocean County Sheriff's Office, and the Ocean County Prosecutor's Office Tuesday did not turn up the abductor. Stafford Smith asked anyone with information about the attempted abduction to call the department at 732-363-0200. This seems like hopeless.
Yeah, all we know is the dude had dark clothing on, which everyone wears dark clothing.
Which that could be half of Jimmy. Jimmy's wearing dark pants right now. I mean,
was she extremely shocked where she couldn't even remember like details about what he looked like? Maybe he was wearing a mask. I have no idea. It's kind of terrifying.
I don't know, or I don't know if details are being left out, but it just that's all the article had was that he was wearing dark clothing, and really,
Which is scary because this dude is out there.
the hope is, I guess, that we'll just see some maybe local cameras, local footage, pick up the car coming in and out of the park. The only other piece of information that I read was the description of the vehicle.
They got the car.
You know what, guys? The car description is another article I'm thinking of. It was not this article. There was no description of the car.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
All we know is he had dark clothing on, which is crazy.
There was another article we have lined up tonight where they actually got a description of the vehicle, but this is different. So my mistake on that one.
You know what I'm thinking? Is this the same park in Lakewood where they wanted to cut down all those trees?
No, it is.
That was the town square.
That's, yeah, that was like the center of town.
Okay.
Popular area. I want to check out this lake and see what it looks like, because that's really, I'll tell you what, that's pretty scary stuff to think that you're walking in a park and someone tries to drag you into the woods.
I get it. Like if you're walking in the park at like 10, 11 p.m. where there's less people, it's sketchier. But like in broad daylight, bro, that makes you worried for every single person you know.
And she was a 55-year-old woman, so it makes me wonder, who is this guy? I don't know. It's just this, it's really, really crazy. And that could be anyone you know. And
well, that's the thing. It's like you could be living in a safe neighborhood. You don't want to carry mace on you. You don't want to carry a knife on you or like anything to protect you. But like, you never know. What if this happens to your wife? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
How do you defend yourself? How did she get out? Like, that's crazy.
She is a savage and got away from this guy. And
Makes
let's
me
just
mad,
hope
dude.
that I'm sure the Lakewood police are on it, because it's not a good look. I think anytime something like this happens in a town like Lakewood, where the town obviously cares about the image of the town, they got to do some cleanup. They got to make sure that it's resolved, because you don't want people going, I don't want to live in Lakewood because I'm going to get abducted in the park.
Bro, yeah, especially if you're a female walking alone.
That's so scary, man.
Like, when's the last time you heard about someone getting kidnapped?
Yeah, I feel like it doesn't happen as much. Although I have.
But then you hear about trafficking all the time.
Yeah, have you seen these human trafficking videos on TikTok?
I haven't. No, where are they?
There's all these women on TikTok explaining these Walmart parking lot schemes to abduct them. I've been like seeing random videos of people saying there's human traffickers all around New Jersey trying to abduct people. And to be honest with you, would not surprise me
I believe
in
it, yeah.
the slightest, because human trafficking is a very real thing that people don't talk about a lot.
Like, what's an example of this parking lot incident? Like, what happened?
The one big one I keep seeing is people put zip ties on the rear windshield wiper. Have you seen that?
No.
So if you ever see a car with a zip tie on the rear windshield wiper, it's put on most likely by a human trafficker to signal that it's a woman who's traveling alone, and she could be easily become prey. So if you ever see your sister's car come home with a zip tie on it, just make note and snip it off.
So wait, but like, what does the zip tie do?
It's just a symbol to
So
rings
other
of traffickers.
yeah, so-
they're just like, oh wow, there's someone that like if
No
I get in the right spot, I could get
way.
him. But I don't know if that's real life stuff or if that's just TikTok. I mean, a lot of people have talked about this.
That's really
so
weird.
it could just be people looking for views on TikTok. But for some reason, the way so many people have talked about it, it sounds like a real thing.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. So
'Cause also, if it's not raining, like, you're not going to be just turning on your rear windshield wiper.
and even if you did, like, I mean, okay, so a zip tie's on it. You don't really think. I don't know. I could see you.
I would just think it was broken. I wouldn't think about like a zip tie holding down my
Or you
windshield
could
wiper.
easily dismiss it and just be like, maybe when I got work done on my car, they tagged something back there with a zip tie. And I don't know. I'm just like, my brain could easily go, it's just there. And then you snip it off and don't think about it.
Yeah, that's so weird. I've never heard that before.
If you ever see a car with one on, just snip it off. And if you know anything about that, maybe call into the mailbag and let us know about it, because we'd like to learn more about it.
But even like hearing a story like this, like, it makes me think my mom goes to the park all the time. My mom walks around.
Mm-hmm.
She's around that age. Wild, dude.
It's very scary. And
Like, she's not carrying around spray on her. She doesn't have anything to defend herself. Why? There's these freaks going around trying to kidnap people.
yeah,
It's a dark place we live in.
it's,
And the fact that they couldn't catch the guy, that makes me so mad. I wonder what he's doing right now.
he's probably a crazy person. I mean, he is a crazy person to kidnap someone, but he's probably, I don't know. Who knows?
We need a task force, man.
They'll find him. I have hope they'll find him, because I think that every traffic light has a camera on it, right? Like, there's all these
I hope they're looking
CCTV
into it,
footage
yeah.
cameras that maybe they'll find someone going to the park, and hopefully we'll see an update on this in a few weeks.
Yeah, man, that's terrible.
It's not like he's in the middle of nowhere. You're in Lakewood.
Yeah, Lakewood's massive though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that almost gives me hope. I mean more
lot of
like if you
people
were in
around.
like a rural
Yeah.
area and this happened, it'd be like, I don't know, like, good luck. But you're in an area where there's a lot of, like I said, cameras, and who knows? I don't know if they'll find them, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So moving on to our next story. Montclair and Glenridge, New Jersey are in a state of emergency due to a water main break.
Breaking news.
Yeah, this is not
That
good.
got declared today, right?
Yeah, and people are being told that they have to limit the use of water. It's illegal now to use water for non-essential reasons, which I'm assuming would be
Just
like,
in those towns.
yeah, in Glen Ridge and Montclair. So it says state of emergency is in effect for Glen Ridge and Montclair due to days-long water main break. Sunday marked day 5 since the main break happened in Nutley near the intersection of Bloomfield Ave and Knox Place that affected neighboring towns. Both Glen Ridge and Montclair are now in a state of emergency with concerns that they could run out of water.
Wow.
So there's a lot going on here. It says it was a 100-year-old pipe, 74-inch pipe
Wow.
that broke. 100 years old, man. That's not good. We got 100-year-old pipes probably everywhere.
I
around
know.
us.
They gotta update all those pipes, bro. That's old.
It said the break also interrupted service on a Newark water main. At least 3 counties and some 300,000 residents have been impacted by the main break. So Montclair is now relying on neighboring towns like Cedar Grove, Verona, Clifton, and East Orange to help meet their water needs. There is no estimated time on when the water main break could be fixed.
Wow, dude.
Okay, so this
That's
is...
like right. That's like 20 minutes from us, and they're like in a state of emergency. That's crazy.
Should I? We should have our friend call up that works with water and ask him about this type of thing.
If he heard about it.
Yeah, because what I'm wondering is how long a water main, right? When it breaks, like how long does it take to actually repair that?
I'll shoot him a text and see if he wants to call in.
He probably wouldn't know, but I'm assuming it would take a lot of time.
Yeah, Maine that big, like that's huge.
74 inches. Wait a second. I wasn't even thinking.
That's huge.
I'm thinking like in my brain. Like I read 74 inches, but I was thinking of like a 1 foot pipe.
No, this is a
74
big
inches is
pipe.
how many feet is that? 74. Quick math.
74
anybody?
inches.
It's like 5 feet. No, 6 feet.
Jimmy.
6.1 feet.
6 feet. My height. That's enormous.
Yeah,
Now I understand
All
why it's taking
water
so long.
gushing through that. So
Aren't there like photos of like neighborhoods just like so like flooded in water? Like there are some crazy photos out there, guys.
I mean,
Look it up.
I think it's so crazy because when I first saw the headline of this, I thought it had something to do with the drought. I didn't even think about the water main.
Oh man, no, it's really bad.
Here's a picture of what looks like a water main. That is enormous. That's a 60 inch. That's
Yeah,
not
so
even
this
as
one's
big.
even bigger.
Holy smokes. Well, this is not good. This is not good for Montclair and Glen Ridge residents. And can I tell you, they pay enough taxes up there that I'm sure this will be resolved rather quickly. But we'll see.
But still, the damage has been done.
I'd imagine the moms of Upper Montclair are not happy about this one.
There was like some crazy photos. Like I'm trying to pull it up in our text thread, guys. Like I think Jimmy sent, or maybe it wasn't
It was
this
from
one.
Twitter,
but-
right?
Yeah, there's so much on Twitter right now. But
They have a main running through that's currently supplying the water, though, no?
Jimmy, what do you know?
I'm not sure. I mean, they must have some kind of backup if they're still able to get water to these houses, but
You know what's really weird about this? And this is personal anecdote. Yesterday I was driving near JFK Parkway over by Short Hills Mall. You guys know that area? Mm-hmm. And I was crossing this little side street and I looked to my right and I saw East Orange water supply or waterworks, like this brick building.
I know exactly what
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wow, I didn't know that's where it is. Like, that's a big spot for water supply.
Isn't
I
it
guess.
like one of the biggest? It's huge, right?
It's pretty big. And it's just like randomly on the side of the JFK.
yep.
Which is also, so that's, it just was weird to me because they're saying East Orange is going to help supply this. But if you live in this area, hunker down, boil some water. Hopefully you're all going to be okay.
Hopefully those neighboring towns hold up their end of the deal and help you guys out a bit, or else I don't know. Would they have like a few more days until there's no water left?
Yeah, I don't know. And it says, it doesn't say that, but what is almost more concerning to me, not to be insensitive to the members of Montclair and Glen Ridge, but I'm kind of concerned about the people in Newark that are barely even mentioned in this article because it says it affected a Newark water main. So I'd imagine a city is, I guess if you fix the main, it's fixed, right? But I feel like I don't know. There's just so much bureaucracy that goes on in the state. I feel like the focus here is going to be Montclair and Glen Ridge getting their water and not the citizens of Newark. But who knows?
We're filming this on Monday right now, October 10th. I'll try to get this up on TikTok sooner, but if you're watching this or listening to this and you live in these towns, tell us what's up. Tell us what's going on. How bad is it? What's it looking like? Give us some intel that we don't know about that we would like to hear.
Yep. Great.
We got our guy who knows water on the phone. Let's see if he answers to talk about the water main break.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Quick question for you. So you heard about this water main break in Montclair?
Yep, I heard about it.
All right. So what do you know about these? The pipe. It says it's like a 72-inch tall pipe, like a massive main, right?
Yeah, it's a massive. Yeah, it's a 6-foot pipe. It probably does like 10 million gallons through it a day.
Wow, 10 million gallons a day. So the main question we were wondering is like, well, what were you wondering, Chomik?
Well, how long does it take to fix something like this?
As far as repairs, it'd probably take like a full day, nonstop. The main issue with this is that it's the size of the pipe. It's a 6-foot pipe, and they don't really have that laying around.
Yeah,
so they have to get that.
That's why they were saying like they're not sure how long it's going to take to even fix it.
Sounds like something you kind of got to ship in.
Yeah, that, and I think it also took out another 4-foot pipe next to it.
Oh,
because of
wow.
how much pressure from the pressure of the water coming out.
So here's the other thing I wanted to ask you is when something like this happens, they say other water, I guess pump houses are supplying water to Montclair now, like East Orange and Verona. How do they do that? They can just are all the pump houses connected? They can just divert the water down like a.
Yeah. Well, what happens is they're called interconnects, and they're valves pretty much, and they're operated through control centers, I guess.
Wow.
You would call them.
Wow.
So they can ask for or sometimes it might be a manual valve that they have to open up, but they can ask for water. But the issue with that too is that like Montclair's sort of going dry with like their reservoirs are like running out, and so like they can only get so much water a day from these other towns. So it's like it's a big issue going on over there.
Oh, that's actually really helpful because those are the main things we were wondering.
So like with the drought occurring, like I know the state's still in like a slight drought. That's not helping anything then.
No, I mean, yeah, not really. We're kind of coming out of that where it's like it's not so much like that. We just had that big the leftovers of the hurricane, so like that kind of helped us out a lot.
Yeah,
but I don't think like when something like that happens, when something like this happens, I don't think you really think about the drought at all.
Gotcha.
Okay. More, like that's what they are asking people to conserve water and just use it.
Yeah, it makes sense, I guess. They said there's going to be 300,000 people affected by it. So I'm guessing Montclair, Glen Rock or Glen Ridge? Glen Ridge, and then some of Newark even is being affected by it too.
Yeah, what I think didn't help either was I think Nutley, it might be the same main break. I'm not 100% sure, but I heard Nutley also had another main break.
No, that's where it started, I think. That's what the article said.
It said it's, well, hold on, let me go back up to it really quick. It said actually Nutley, yeah, so it said the first Sunday marked day 5 since the main break happened in Nutley near the intersection of Bloomfield Ave and Knox Place. So I guess the Nutley main supplies water to Bloomfield, as well as Glen Ridge, Montclair, that whole area up there. So
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in. Appreciate it. This is our first ever, I guess, interview with a water expert. So thank you.
So I know you guys are in the middle of recording and all that, but Thursday night, this happened like Thursday night, and I was held over until like 1:30 in the morning because Montclair had to come get a pumper from us. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, so like this is like for them to come over to us and like ask for a pumper. That's when like we knew it was something serious going on. I'm sure my supervisors knew what was going on.
Wow.
But look, they got our master pumper too, so it's like a lot of water. Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, that's crazy. You got the coolest job.
I didn't know that there's water mains that large. I mean, you have to assume it. Like, as someone that knows nothing about water, we always talk about this, Jesse, on the podcast, where we don't know how any of this works. And to think that there's a 6-foot in diameter pipe underground, just like carrying water around, is kind of freaky to think. And it's 100. They said it's 100 years old. So like, who knows what that's even made out of?
So that's the thing. That's why I'm surprised that I think it's the cost of labor. They don't want to do it. It's a town. It's a city. So The other thing you have to think about with Montclair too is that it's the gradient, and what I mean by gradient is it's on a hill pretty much.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing is where you have to force water up a hill pretty much to feed all this to maintain pressure.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense because Upper Montclair. If you go to Montclair, well, you go up Bloomfield Ave, you're going up a hill, and then you go to Upper Montclair, and the houses are way up the hill. So I never even thought about that. Like they're really high up there.
It's a gradient from where we are, even in where you guys are, or even where we live, Joe.
Wow.
But,
Oh, interesting.
yeah.
And then, Jesse, is that the biggest main that there is, or is there bigger than 6 foot?
I'm sure there's bigger. 72 inches is pretty huge. That's like the biggest I've ever heard of breaking in the last like 2 years. But I'm sure there are bigger. I can imagine like New York maybe having bigger.
Wow.
Just
That's
like those
insane.
bigger cities that need more water, pretty much. That's what I think about. That's what I think would have. That's who I would think would have bigger ones.
Yeah, I mean, New York City's got to have like some 10-foot, like enormous,
Yeah.
Would
like
not
the
be
ones that,
surprised.
like picture where the Ninja Turtles came from.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sewers. That's the sewers.
Wow. Well, I'm looking up water mains just on Google now, and I'm seeing like 12-foot tall pipes.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
so-
there are definitely. But those might just be for supply in general, where they're trying to get like water from state to state, some kind of like something like that. I feel like that could definitely be like part of it too.
Yeah.
But for everyday use, it's 6 feet is pretty big.
Wow. All right. Well, thanks for the info. If this keeps going on, maybe we'll call you back in next week. They say they have no timeline of when it'll be fixed, so that's
It's gonna be like 2 weeks, to be honest.
wow.
You heard it here first, folks.
I mean, 2 weeks from when it first started, so another week and a half of it probably.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's gonna be because they got to get the pipe in and they actually got to fix it, and it's an issue. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, thanks for calling in, and appreciate all the info.
No problem. Have a good night, guys.
All right.
bro.
Talk to you later. Bye. For those wondering,
Well,
that's
that's great.
That's my brother Jesse. I don't know if he had to be incognito about
Yeah,
his
I know.
being in the water biz, but
Yeah, we didn't want him to leak something and then him getting in
whoa,
trouble for
leak?
it. You see what I did there? You see what I did there?
Like we don't want him to break any any main information. All right. Well,
Thank you, Jesse, man.
thank
That
you,
was
Jesse.
awesome.
That was really insightful.
Every time I'm with Jesse, I'm always asking him a water question.
It's
I love
dude,
it. It's something so cool about it.
We take so much for granted.
Yep.
Yes.
Because most people have so much complaining about the world, about the economy, about all the issues of America. Like this is not just America, everywhere. People just want to complain. And you go, have you ever thought about the fact that you turn on a tap and water comes out? Like, what a
Crazy.
miracle that is. And there's all these people working behind the scenes that make that happen.
Yeah.
That clean water comes out of your tap. Like, it's really a miracle we take for granted.
Bro,
You flush your toilet and where does it go? Do you know? I don't know. It's crazy.
Let me just say, dude, I went to Uganda in 2017.
Yeah.
And I was working in villages where, bro, women had to walk like 15 miles one way, which is a massive canteen of water on their shoulders just to have water for their family to drink.
Wow.
And then we think about like having faucet running with water whenever we want to, bro. You got to think like how many people in the world just don't have water.
We're pretty ungrateful.
Very ungrateful, yeah.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind, dude. It's like we're so spoiled here.
We are spoiled rotten, and this is your reminder to be thankful for water. So moving on to our next story, an 82-year-old woman from New Jersey reportedly lost $8,000 in a grandparent scheme.
I hate it.
Bro, people are evil messing with grandparents, dude, trying to steal their money. Who does that?
I'm not going to lie. This story got my blood
Bro,
boiling.
I got so mad with this story.
So Libby Maurer, she's 82 of Deptford Township, New Jersey, said she was working on a puzzle in her kitchen on September 16th.
Pause. Like, that's just the most innocent grandma thing
she's
ever.
82 working on a puzzle.
82.
And her phone rings. This is where it gets interesting. And the person is hysterical, crying on the phone saying, I was in a car accident, I broke my nose and split my lip. The distraught person claimed to be her grandson. He told Maurer He was in custody for causing this car accident and needed $8,000 sent to a public defender in cash for his release. So she drove to the bank. She said her only priority was to help her grandson. My hand was shaking when I when I went to get the money out of the bank. My whole body was shaking, Maurer said, which is really, this is so sad.
She's 82, bro. She ran out of her house.
When she got home, an alleged carrier picked up the money, all while Libby was on the phone with a public defender. And they put public defender in quotation marks, which must have been part of the scam. But Libby's supplemental oxygen threw a wrench in their plan. The tubes wouldn't reach the end of the driveway. He said to go to the curb and open the window and just hand it through the window. Well, I didn't do that. The oxygen only went right out the front, so I stayed there, said Libby. That's when her home surveillance camera captured the exchange in front of the house and one of the suspects along with the vehicle. Police say it was a 2009 to 2012. This is the car I was remembering from before. A 2009 to 2012 silver Hyundai Elantra Touring Edition. Later, Libby called her real grandson and realized it was all a scam. She said a red flag she ignored. The scammer begged her not to tell anyone. So my personal perspective on this, they catch this person, 20 years in prison.
Yeah.
We cannot live in a society where our elderly aren't protected, man. That makes me sick.
You think this happens all the time?
Oh, yeah. I heard a family friend,
Dang.
a friend of a friend got a phone call, a similar type of situation with their bank account. And they're like the elderly are preyed upon for fraud all the time. This is a regular thing.
People are so evil, bro, to be doing that.
This poor
You're
woman's
sick.
82.
You're sick in the head, dude. I'm about to go talk to my grandma after we film this podcast. I'm going to be like, listen, don't be answering no random calls.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be calling you in distress if I'm ever hurt.
Yeah, that's the really sad part is she was just trying to help her grandson who said he got in a car accident. So
Did she not like recognize her grandson's
Well, he
voice?
said he broke his nose and hurt his lip, so maybe the voice was distraught and muffled. I don't know.
And they probably knew like the grandson's name too, right? Like
They probably did the research. Yeah.
It's so easy to find this stuff out.
Well, it's just kind of sad. Thank goodness. I mean,
Thank God it was only 8,000.
I know, I
And
was
now
gonna
she's
say.
able to get her money back, right?
I don't think so. They don't give that information to say she's gonna get her money back. I don't know who she'd get it back from.
Yeah,
Well,
she
they-
gave it in cash. It's not like it
She
was
said-
refunded by the credit card company.
Yeah,
or
she
something.
said,
Can we raise some money for her? Like, I want her to get her money back.
the quote that she gave was, "I do believe in karma. I don't wish them any tragedy, but they're not going to enjoy that money."
Oh,
So this could be a
but
great
they're
movie.
not going to enjoy that money.
She's going to get revenge. So, well, if anybody hears of any other scams like this happening,
And she
make
was
sure to-
embarrassed, dude. That's so sad.
Well,
It's
it is-
humiliating,
Any
yeah.
scam is embarrassing when it goes down like that, and you feel like you got taken, and you're like furious.
Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh. I hope they catch this guy. This guy, the other guy who's trying to kidnap women in parks. Like, what's up with these maniacs, bro, running through Jersey?
Yeah, New Jersey, man, has an issue with crime. It has a real issue with crime, and I don't know. We'll have to see. I always say it, but we'll have to see what happens here. I doubt they catch this person. They got the car, though. I'm more hopeful than the last article because they got the car on camera and the individual on camera as well.
Yeah, but like how far? They probably got like way so far, dude.
Well, I want to see if they have any photos in the article because they didn't put it. I don't know why they're not plastering it everywhere.
I know. That was like the only article I saw about it.
Well, let me see what I can find really quick.
Okay, we
Years
got
ago,
a
I've heard
photo.
Yeah, so they do have a photo in the article. I mean, it's very, very blurry, but
Also, I
there's-
thought like reading this, I thought this happened like at night. They did this in the daytime.
Yep.
Idiots. So it's easier to see, like at least get a picture of what they look like.
Some thieves are so bold, it's ridiculous.
Are they stupid or they just don't care? They just know they're going to get away with it.
I think a little
of both. Yeah. So, well, we'll have to. Hopefully, they catch that guy and he goes to jail in his 2009 Hyundai Elantra Touring Edition. Which, if you drive that car, no offense, because I'm about to be offensive. Why the Touring Edition of a Hyundai Elantra?
Well, it's better than the regular edition.
Fair enough. Good point. All right, let's move on. All right. Well, I shouldn't have laughed because this next story is dark. The remains of a missing New Jersey man were found in Wharton State Forest this past week.
The Pine Barrens.
The Pineys, where bodies turn up pretty regularly.
Yeah, Jimmy's like, there's bodies popping up every week in the Pine Barrens, right?
Yeah, this story is actually pretty sad though, right? They found his car months ago and did some like extensive searches of the forest and didn't find him then.
Yeah, he was just parked in the middle of the forest.
So wait, they just found his car now, or they found his car back then?
They found this car a few months ago. They just found his body like last week.
Yeah, they found his car in June, but here's what it says. Peter Myers, 68, was reported missing to the Cherry Hill Police Department by family members on June 7th, 2022. Cherry Hill Police said in a statement his vehicle was found abandoned on a dirt access road leading to the Waterford section, prompting a mass search in June and July from the Cherry Hill Police Department and the New Jersey State Park Police. No signs of Peter Myers or clues to his whereabouts were located at the time, Cherry Hill Police said. Last Tuesday, however, a hunter discovered what looked like a human skeletal remains in a remote section of the forest and contacted Waterford Police. Authorities later identified the remains as Myers. A cause of death has yet to be determined, and the investigation is ongoing.
That's terrible, but can you imagine walking through the woods, you're hunting, and all of a sudden you basically trip over a human skeleton?
It's terrifying.
I can't really imagine that. No, I don't know how I'd react. But also, wouldn't you think it's like a animal, or like you could actually see the shape of a body?
I mean,
I think you'd.
I think you'd
Oh
know.
yeah, like the skull and all that.
Yeah.
You'd be. I think. Well, I mean, like think about like you see. It's Halloween right now. People put those fake skeletons on their yard. It's pretty identifiable.
You're right. Yeah.
And I'd imagine. I don't know that. We should never speculate. I hate speculating. We don't know the situation here. Could be suicide. Could have been murder. Foul play. But I'd imagine he's just laying in the middle of the woods. So it's probably just a body laying there. It probably wasn't like a pile of bones.
Yeah, it's sad because it's like, why was he driving out there in the middle of nowhere in the first place?
You could have just been going for a hike or something.
And what, you get stuck?
No, I mean, you're just hiking, and
Is it
then
that-
maybe you have a heart attack or something in the middle of the
be it.
woods.
Yeah, could have had a heart attack
But you
on
know
a hike.
what's wild is like, how far do you think he hiked that police couldn't find him after doing a whole search in June and July?
If he wasn't on any marked trails, that area of the forest is pretty dense.
Yeah, like how many acres are we talking here, Jim?
Wharton is 125,000 acres.
So big.
It's the biggest state forest in the state.
Could he have been attacked by an animal?
I mean, I guess anything's possible,
What
but
do you-
I don't think there's really anything down there
Yeah, what's
besides
down
like
there?
the Jersey Devil that's gonna take down a human.
No bears or anything like that?
Occasionally, a black bear will wander down south, but I
When he leaves
doubt
his
it.
home from North Jersey?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'm just looking up the original post from the Cherry Hill Police on Facebook. Usually Facebook has some interesting comments, so I just want to see if anybody on there had anything to say about this. And there's 59 comments, but of course,
Yeah, Facebook just doesn't work because Meta is the worst.
it's literally not showing
Literally, I
any
don't touch
comments.
Facebook because the website's an absolute train wreck.
It is a train wreck. So, yeah, we'll have to wait to see what the coroner's report says. Maybe Jimmy, I think that's a pretty good theory. He was hiking and had a heart attack. Could have been suicide. Who knows? I don't want to assume, because if he didn't commit suicide, it's really messed up to be talking about him killing himself. I don't know.
It's
I
weird in
don't
those
think-
parts, man. You just hear about bodies piling up down there.
It is, but what's the cause of those deaths? Like Jimmy, from the ones you've heard about? Is it usually like foul play, or is it like suicide?
It's a mix of everything, honestly.
Okay. Wow.
It's not really one thing
Isn't that-
overpowering the
this-
rest.
I've never watched The Sopranos, but isn't that where Tony Soprano would take his victims down to the Pineys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, moving on to the next story of the night. A New Jersey ShopRite is reportedly coming under fire with shopping cart lawsuits from two separate individuals.
This might be worse than the Dunkin' Donuts lawsuits. This is just ridiculous.
Okay, so I my initial thought was this is ridiculous. Then I read the first one and I was like, oh, maybe I've become hardened from this podcast. And then I read the second lawsuit and I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous.
It's crazy.
So let me get into it. It says a North Jersey ShopRite store is facing a pair of lawsuits from women alleging they were injured by its shopping carts, New Jersey Advanced Media reports. The first was from a 61-year-old woman who says she was punctured by a loose metal bar in her supplied cart at the Belleville store in 2020. So that's the one where I read it and I was like, okay, it sounds a little far-fetched, but maybe a shopping cart has, like, they have those little metal rods, right? That's what they're made out of. Maybe one came
So
loose.
many places have like plastic carts now, but yeah, I guess the old school ones had the metal bars.
Yeah, they're still. I still see them with the metal bars going around, and maybe it bumps into your shin and stabs you, and you're like, okay, that's not right.
Okay.
That's a
That's
far-fetched
a stretch, dude.
Yeah, it is a stretch, Johnson, but I I thought, I'll give a little grace there. The second suit was filed against the same store by a 66-year-old woman claiming, hear this, the wheels on her supplied cart locked, throwing her entire throwing her entire body over the cart.
Bro,
Where's she going?
What is she pushing that?
She's like running down like with her cart, and then she just hits a rock and flips. Like, come on. I want to see. I wish I could see this happening.
I wonder if her name was Karen by chance, because this just sounds out of pocket.
It sounds so extra. Like, no shot, bro.
The sheer strength it would take to push a cart at that type of speed, where all four wheels lock at the same time and you fly over it. Come on, man.
Also, how are they even going to prove this happened? Do they have camera footage from 2020? Maybe.
I don't know, but
we need to get that camera footage.
I would love. She probably just fell over. She probably hit like a rock and fell over.
Yeah, the story always makes it sound so much.
It threw me over the front of it. The wheels locked. No, lady, you went into a curb and you fell over. Okay, move on.
You weren't paying attention. You were on your phone. You were talking to your friend on the phone.
I'm going to be the first to say justice for ShopRite in this one, man. We have to live in a society where common sense goes into play.
But what if it actually happened?
If she somehow was walking down an aisle and then all four locked and it says the suit alleges her body flew over the cart. That means over the handlebars. I couldn't jump over a shopping cart.
Also, it doesn't say if this happened inside or outside, right?
No, it just says.
I'm assuming the parking lot.
Yeah, I guarantee you she hit a little pothole, hit a rock, and then fell over because she was leaning into the cart. That's what I think happened, but. It says both suits accuse the grocer of negligence, failure to keep the property free of hazards, and failing to inspect and maintain their shopping carts. A ShopRite spokesperson did not immediately respond to the Daily Voice's email placed on Thursday, October 6th. So ShopRite's keeping their cards close to their chest.
Maybe this is why they switched to plastic shopping carts.
I mean, plastic makes sense all around because
it does.
The metal ones rust in the rain.
They break easier. This is one like basket, one piece.
Yep. Yeah, I.
When did they switch over ShopRite?
The ShopRite, I don't
near
know.
us, all of them probably changed over 5 years ago, right?
Maybe. I know Target's had plastic for a while.
Do some older ones still have the metal ones? Like I haven't seen a metal one in a minute. Who has metal shopping carts?
I saw one just this past week somewhere. I think Home Depot has metal ones.
Interesting. Yeah, they might.
They have the big orange ones. They're enormous.
How much do you think they win off this lawsuit?
$0.99.
Nothing.
I think a judge is going to go, all right, you got
I wish I could be the
over."
judge to like be on these cases just to laugh.
Listen, we've all had a shopping cart. I have terrible luck with shopping carts. If I look for a good one,
you're never going to find it.
There's always a broken wheel.
Bro,
always.
Or it's extremely loud. You're pushing it down. It's getting stuck. It's so annoying. Bro.
Like 25% failure rate on the shopping cart wheels. We got to work on that number. There's four of them, and it's always the front right one. You're pushing, and it's just spinning in a circle.
Because that's what people in the parking lots, after they're done with their cart, they just like chuck it into like the cart section, bro, and they just break so easy. People don't protect shopping carts.
Well, Cartnarks is resolving that.
Oh, I love Cartnarks.
The best. We salute Cartnarks.
It's a public good for America that people are being shamed for not putting their shopping cart back where it belongs. My favorite shopping cart, I will say, is when I go to BJ's, they have the flatbed.
Ooh.
That thing is the best.
What's the flatbed? Is it just that one flat?
It's a flat thing with a handle on the end of it. You just pull. You could put like pallets on it.
Well, they have that like Home Depot, right?
Yeah, but the Home Depot ones they're the metal ones that feel like they were made in like Russia in the 1950s. Like they just never work. Those metal ones.
It's like comparing a Ford F-150 to like a Dodge 1500.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, good analogy.
No,
I was
both
thinking
great.
more like.
Yeah, it's not a good comparison.
I'm just
all right.
partial to F-150s.
Jimmy likes the F-150.
Yeah, so do I. They're
No,
really nice.
you like the F-150?
I love the F-150.
All right, well, I don't think anything's going to come of this. I think ShopRite's going to they're going to hire their law team.
I'm going to go to ShopRite next week and see. I'm going to experiment. I'm going to see like how can I get these four wheels to lock, and if they did, will I go flying over? I'll keep you updated.
Remind
Josh.
me later to put this on our Instagram, this story.
Yeah, that's a great story.
Moving on to our next story. In Newark, New Jersey, an airplane was seen dropping sparks and other debris while in flight.
That's concerning.
That's a hoopty airplane.
You never see that happening. What happened with this airplane?
Did you see the video of this?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It looks like fireworks coming out of an airplane.
Can you imagine?
Right over Newark.
That's how they do the 4th of July fireworks in Newark.
Yeah, they just drop sparks
Out of
down
a
off a plane.
An airplane leaving Newark Liberty International Airport at 11:55 p.m. Wednesday appeared to drop debris and sparks after taking off. An initial inspection pointed to an issue with the hydraulic pump on the plane, which was operated by United Airlines and held 256 passengers. Can you imagine being one of those people?
Well, on the plane, they probably had no idea anything was wrong.
Because it was under the plane. You're
Yeah.
probably right. Unless
So
you
they
had
were
a,
probably
Looking out the
fine,
window or
yeah.
something.
if you had a
maybe.
window seat, you might actually towards the back of the plane. You probably could.
Maybe because it was dropping from below the plane, and also you're moving fast, so it goes behind. So possibly, but yeah, imagine seeing that. That'd be freaky.
After our aircraft experienced a mechanical issue shortly after takeoff, it remained in the air to burn fuel and then landed safely, said United spokesman David Gonzalez. Passengers deplaned at the gate, and a new aircraft is scheduled to depart this afternoon. A Port Authority of New Jersey and New York spokeswoman said that there is no reported injuries and no impact to the flight operations. The plane was reportedly en route to Brazil when the malfunction happened. So thank goodness nobody was hurt, nobody was injured, but scary nonetheless.
Yeah, especially going to Brazil. Like you got a long flight ahead of you. You don't want a plane that's messed up.
Come to Brazil.
Come to Brazil. We already got those come to Brazil comments, bro. We're like, no, we're from Jersey. We're not going to go to Brazil.
That was a big meme in like 2008, I feel like.
I think it still is.
Still is.
Is it?
Come to Brazil. Every band.
Bro, go to BTS's Instagram, all the comments. Come to Brazil.
Well, the next story actually goes hand in hand with this last one, which is interesting.
It's a really good news report.
Because Newark Airport has been in the news. And the first story is about planes shooting sparks. The second one is Newark Airport is losing its New York status.
How does that happen?
This is great. This is really good, guys, for us in Jersey.
Why is it good for us?
Well, look, man, we were trying to get rid of the New York Giants. We're trying to make it New Jersey Giants, right?
Yeah.
It's going to happen. We're trying to get rid of New York Jets.
Yeah.
Trying to make it New Jersey Jets. And now when you search New York City airports on the internet, when you search for flights, Newark is always popping up. Guess what? It's not going to pop up anymore because it's a Jersey airport. It's not a New York City airport. So that's pretty cool, guys. We're getting ownership of Newark Airport.
It says EWR will be losing its city code for New York City. The decision was made by the International Air Transport Association, according to the Lufthansa memo posted on Twitter last week. When it does go into effect, Newark Airport will no longer share the NYC city code with LaGuardia Airport and JFK International Airport. The NYC would be removed, leaving only EWR as its city code. I read somewhere that this could actually make flights cheaper because to fly to New York is more expensive.
Yeah, dude, exactly.
So we potentially could get cheaper flights as a result of this. But Senator Joe Cryan,
He's
which
crying.
is terrible name because it sounds like he's crying in this, told the Wall Street Journal that the move is either arrogant or dumb.
He's crying.
Of course, it's a New York City airport. It's a regional economy.
Pause.
See, this is
No, it's not.
this is the issue with these politicians, man. They sell Jersey out. Why can't we have our own airport? There's 9 million people in this state.
He's saying it's regional. Yes, it's right next to New York City, but is it New York City? No, it's New Jersey.
He pointed
Get
out the New
over
York
it.
Giants and the New York Jets, two New York football teams, share the home stadium in New Jersey. That's like a straw man argument, in my opinion, because
Yeah, that's the issue here.
we don't like that. They should be
No.
New Jersey Giants.
Yes,
New Jersey
that's what
Jets.
I'm saying.
But it says he's from Union, New Jersey.
Union County, maybe?
Yeah. So what I don't get is why is a New Jersey representative annoyed that we're going to lose New York City status for a New Jersey airport? Maybe it's because he thinks less people are going to fly into it now.
Possibly. Like, are people flying? Are like tourists who don't know the area? They see NYC, so like, oh, Newark, let's fly in here. This is part of New York City.
Probably, but I'm honestly happy about this. And the main reason I'm happy is because I want Newark to have less people in it.
Exactly.
That airport is overcrowded. It's to the brim,
So
man.
wait, do you think it will actually be more expensive now since it'll be its own thing?
I don't think so.
I think the airlines can finagle those prices however
I
they
sure
want.
hope so because I hate flying out of JFK and LaGuardia.
Okay, what sounds more expensive? Flying into LA? Oh, what's a city that's on a border? I'm trying to think of like a big.
Well, LA's got LAX and Burbank. Burbank's a smaller airport that people fly into. Orange County.
Yeah, but what's like an airport for a massive state that's on the border of another state? Like, can you think of a city?
Could it be Philadelphia?
Okay, so like think what's okay. So what sounds cheaper? Flying into Philly International or flying into the Cherry Hill Airport? Like it sounds like Cherry Hill would be cheaper, right?
Well, actually, no, because it's a smaller airport, so wouldn't it be more expensive?
I don't know.
Depends.
That's a good question. I have no idea how it
It
works.
all
but
changes depending on what kind of flight you're taking.
Shout out to
Same
Joe-
with Atlantic City.
Shout out to Joe Cryan for really standing up for us New Jersey residents.
What's he look like?
Let's get a picture of this guy. He looks like he spent his life being a politician.
Why is he so mad about it, though?
Whoa, that's crazy. Joe Cryan, New Jersey Democrat secret bondage emails he sent to a lobbyist stalker.
Nice.
Oh my goodness. This guy has some skeletons in that closet.
He's all over the place, bro.
All right, let's keep going here. Of course, it's a New York City airport. That's what I already read. It's a regional economy. We don't believe that. The Wall Street Journal reported that the city code change should be largely invisible to consumers and that travelers will still see Newark as an option when they search for flights to New York. So rerouting from JFK to EWR could result in a change in origin and destination. This is now allowed on a voluntary basis only if the corresponding fare allows rerouting with an O&D charge and repricing is required. I don't know what any of that means to be honest.
That's a different language.
But it sounds like it's going to have no impact on us, but the Jersey pride is real. We want our own.
Dude, that's the only reason I picked this story. I was like, dude, we're getting Newark back. That's our airport. It's not New York City. I hate searching online for like when it always
chair
pops up
broke.
as New York City airports.
My chair just broke again,
Dude,
dude.
I'm so
Every
happy
week.
that you get the broken one every week. It's not me. Jimmy, thanks for who pulled out the chairs? Jimmy?
Yeah, it was me.
Dude, thanks, bro.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, snap that sucker in. Here we go. Done. Fixed. Genius.
Yeah, my boy, he's in furniture.
Yeah, my boy knows how to fix chairs.
He knows his way around a chair.
I know a
too.
guy. I know a guy named Josh Sobo. He fixes chairs.
Yeah.
Josh got me my office chair, by the way, guys. Just letting you all know.
Don't say that on the podcast, bro.
You bought it for my birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, for my 14th birthday.
All right, moving on to the next.
What?
You're such a weirdo.
What?
Your 14th birthday, bro? It was your 12th birthday. We weren't even friends when you were 14.
True.
Next story. In Lacey Township, New Jersey, a man has been charged for threatening an Amazon driver for entering his, quote, racist neighborhood.
Bro. Another article where it's just like, what are people doing? Are they living in just like a different reality?
This guy's living on...
This guy's crazy.
He's on another planet. I got to say it outright. His name's John Vincentini. He's 62. He followed an Amazon driver into a cul-de-sac on September 5th and parked his vehicle in an attempt to block the driver, prosecutor said. Vincentini confronted the driver and asked the driver why he was in his neighborhood and asked the driver whether he knew he was in a racist neighborhood, police said. Then, according to police, Vincentini asked the driver whether he wanted him to get his rifle from his car and shoot the driver in the head. Here's where it gets even weirder and more bizarre. Vincentini turned himself in on October 5th to the police. So this guy goes around threatening to shoot an Amazon driver in the head and then turns himself into the police. So it sounds like he's just unbelievably unstable.
So this dude is a crazy racist, and he sees this Amazon driver, and he threatens to shoot him in the head for entering. He's like, "You want to come die? Come into my neighborhood."
He said, "Do you know you're in a racist neighborhood?" It's pretty bizarre, pretty strange exchange.
What do you think Vincentini over here wanted? What do you think was going to happen? Scare this guy off and live his life normally?
I don't think he thought that far.
But who
into
goes up to someone and says that, bro?
A crazy person.
You can't
does.
be well.
A crazy person.
You just threatened to shoot someone in the head with your rifle. Are you kidding me?
And the worst part is, there's a photo of this guy on his Harley Davidson with one hand on the throttle and the other holding a massive. He's got a crazy rig there.
Does he even have any trigger discipline right there?
There's zero trigger discipline.
my
Finger on
gosh,
the
what
trigger
an
in his
idiot.
driveway in New Jersey. Not a good look for this fella.
I gotta send our buddy George this story. I want to hear what he has to say about it later.
He'll have some thoughts, but yeah, this
You
man,
you've
it
got
sounds
crazies
like,
all over the place, bro.
Sounds like a crazy. Well, listen, the reality is,
Where's Lacey at?
It's down kind of like a Forked River.
See, like everyone from South
Okay.
Jersey's like,
7-ish.
Remember the rule on this podcast. It's not Forked River. We call it Forked River. We're trying to
Gosh.
cause a revolution on. the
Okay.
Garden
well, no, like we got some nice reviews this past week. I always read the reviews.
Yeah.
And people were like, I'm a South Jerseyer, but like, so I still listen to these guys, but hey, I wish they talked about South Jersey more. Well, hey, we're talking about South Jersey, and there's some craziness happening down there.
I like South Jersey. I like that people live a little bit more wild down there. Not this story. This is not good.
What?
This is not good.
No,
But like
you're right.
every time I read a New Jersey, like a South Jersey story, it's like tractor drives down highway at 60 miles an hour. And I'm like, come on, they're living free.
And bro, Cowtown Rodeo.
Cowtown Rodeo. I mean, I love South Jersey. I like what they got going on. The Pine Barrens, missing
bodies.
people every week. No disrespect. I like South Jersey. It's just for the record, because people always ask us that, we curate the news based on stories that pop up that are interesting.
Always.
And we don't discriminate ever, but there's more going on in this hyper
And
populated
it makes sense
area.
because there's more people up here, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we do report on like Vineland and stuff, and I don't know, Cherry Hill every now and again.
I think we're getting a little better, a little more even, but just letting you guys know it's not on purpose. We have nothing against it. It's Jersey. We're all family here.
I love South Jersey listeners besides the Phillies fans, but that's another story.
That's another story for another night.
We are praying for their downfall in the playoffs, but let's move on. This guy is probably going to do some jail time.
I hope so. Get this guy off the streets, dude.
Why would he turn himself into the police? I mean, the whole
Well,
thing
the
is...
Amazon driver called the police. So it says he turned himself in.
Yeah, it says the Amazon driver then drove away and contacted the Lacey police. Vincentini turned himself in on October 5th, police said. He was released on a summons pending an appearance in Ocean County Superior Court. I have a pretty good feeling this is not going to bode well for the guy. Yeah, I just think it's not going to be.
Dude, that's awful. I'm shocked I haven't heard more about this story. That's insane.
Yeah.
It's really sad, dude. It's a sad reality we live in. That's absolutely absurd.
All right.
Vincentini, get out of here.
Moving on to the next story. In Hoboken, New Jersey, the famous Lackawanna train station is finally being upgraded into a waterfront destination.
Okay. Is this place still in use? Do they use that train station right now?
That's a good question.
I don't think it is.
I always pass by it, but I've never walked into it.
No, I think it is. I think they have that NJ Transit line that goes right into there. Yeah.
But it's pretty old, right?
It's old. It's a historic train station.
Okay.
It says the Hoboken Connect project, as it's known, includes a 20-story office building, 5,000 square feet of retail space, and an apartment building with nearly 400 new residential units.
Josh's favorite.
What would a construction project in New Jersey be without more apartments?
Let's go.
Can you put game show music there?
You read my mind. I was going to do it even if you
Really?
didn't ask. Yeah, just Jimmy mark that.
All right, so here's what we're going to... So should I keep going?
Yeah, go. That's great.
This week, I was going to do like a game show
You can.
read.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 20% of which will be set aside for affordable housing. This is the Mount Laurel decision stuff that we have this whole conspiracy on this on this podcast. All of these towns get apartments. It's always under the guise of, hey, there's gonna be affordable housing, but affordable for who is the first question? Because I guarantee you these units will be $3,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment.
A studio.
Under the affordable quote unquote section, which is affordable to young professionals that work in Manhattan, but not affordable to anybody that,
two guys who
a single mother that really needs the help.
Two guys who run a Jersey podcast.
Like two guys that run like maybe a specific podcast about New Jersey and they sell merch. And
messed up.
They got a producer named Jimmy
messed up.
Parks. Like, I don't know anybody like that, but
Yeah, those guys sound weird.
terrible. But the state is contributing to this, by the way, boys.
Oh, that's
of
cool.
course.
Of course.
Didn't Murphy announce this himself?
What would New Jersey be? Yes, Murphy made an announcement. What would New Jersey be without contributing our tax dollars to these massive construction projects that don't ever benefit me and my family? Well, it says $176 million is going towards the project through the 2023 state budget. Among the things that will pay for, including the construction of the new bus terminal on Hudson Place and a major rehabilitation of the first and second floors of the ferry terminal, which I guess, all right, that's fine. But what I want to know is how budgets work for the state, because if, I'm assuming that would, the PATH train goes into there,
Yeah.
right? And then does NJ Transit run trains into there? Okay, so why would... Is the state's, when the state has their budget all made up, NJ Transit probably has a line item in there?
Yep.
Okay, so maybe that's...
Is that a
that's how it
public
works.
thing? Can you search the state budget?
Oh, yeah. You can go through the whole thing.
Absolutely.
It's a huge,
Love
huge
it.
document.
Let's see. NJ 2023 state budget. There's probably a PDF somewhere.
Yep.
50 billion. Nice.
$50 billion. Yeah. Here it is. I'll look it up later. I don't want to...
It's a very complicated
Yeah, we're going to have to
document.
really dig into that.
But it says Governor Phil Murphy said the transformational impact of the development is particularly notable when connected with the rebuild by design, climate change, resiliency work along the waterfront, which is just,
What does that mean?
It's language that makes elite people
People are
feel
like, whoa,
good, while the rest of
nice.
us pay for $156 million for a train station that looks fine to me, but we gotta get those new retail.
It looks pretty. It looks really nice.
We need those new apartments in there.
We need more apartments. That's it.
You know
Straight
what?
up.
What's crazy is I've never even seen an apartment in this state.
Bro, I don't
What's it
even know
going to be like when they put these 400 in?
What's an apartment?
Meanwhile, I just want to buy a house.
That's it.
Well, the Hoboken Connect is going to further challenge, if not frankly, entirely reset our very understanding of what it means to be a modern American coastal city in the 21st century, Murphy said. What is wrong with all
Murphy's. He's trying to get that politician voice on it.
He's been watching too many movies. I'm telling you what, Governor Murphy, shout out to Governor Murphy, who, I don't know, his speechwriter was working overtime on that one.
It looks pretty like this is outside the terminal.
The terminal looks cool. I
like how they're going to keep the old school feel on it, unless they're going to build up on this.
I have no issue with us making a train terminal, like refurbishing a train terminal. It's totally needed. That's a public utility, right? But like the retail space and the apartments, it just seems, I don't know. But that part of Hoboken is beautiful. That park right next to that's like Sinatra Drive area.
Yeah, that's why I guess they want to make the area popping, because right now the train station looks abandoned. Like it's pretty beat up. So I could go without the apartments and just give me the renovation instead.
But are you ready to further challenge, if not frankly, entirely reset our very understanding of what it means to be a modern American coastal city?
Sure.
Because that's what we're about to get into here. So just
crazy.
buckle up, Hoboken. You're in for it now.
Murphy, we love Murphy.
Hoboken is a beautiful little city, though. I will say I like Hoboken. No joking. It's a cool area. And what I always wonder about Hoboken is, I think I asked you guys this before. Do people from, like, let's say you're in California, you're just a resident of California, right? Have they heard of Hoboken? Is it that kind of a big city?
I don't think so.
I think so.
Really?
In Jersey? I feel like Hoboken. Everyone knows about Hoboken.
Like, it's, to me, you go, it's obviously not a first, second, or third tier city, but it's famous, right?
Yeah.
Like, what would be like an equivalent city somewhere else? That's what I was trying to figure out.
Well, that's why Jersey's special. Like we
Like,
have
is
these like
Oakland?
hot spots.
I was gonna say, that's so weird. I was literally about to say, is Oakland like Hoboken?
I think so.
Oakland, California.
Yeah.
Oakland's way bigger for sure.
I was
But
about to say,
like,
isn't that like an actual big city?
yeah, Oakland's well, let's see Oakland population.
I have no idea what Oakland even
It's
looks
huge.
like. I just know the A's. That's it.
422,000 people.
What's Hoboken?
53,000.
Hoboken's small. But,
Oh, yeah.
but Hoboken's right next to New York City. It's famous. Frank Sinatra's from there. Baseball was invented in Hoboken. Like, there's a lot of American history in Hoboken.
Yeah.
So I assume
I
The
would
Cake
think
Boss.
Cake Boss.
Cake Boss, yeah, buddy. Remember he got arrested?
Yeah,
that would have
dude.
been a great Garden State story if we
I know.
broke
I
that.
wish we were working back then.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens with the train terminal.
It's
But
gonna be sick.
that was all the stories we had for tonight. I think it's time we open up the mailbag. What do you guys think?
Let's do it, man. I'm excited for the mailbag.
Let's
this
get
week.
started. Here we go. Hey, you've reached the Garden State Podcast. Sorry we can't get to the phone right now. We are currently in Governor Phil Murphy's office trying to convince him to legally make it Taylor ham. Leave us a message. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks. Have a great day.
Hey, Garden State Pod fam. This is Wade Thompson from Mays Landing, New Jersey. And for Jimmy Parks, that's located right off of the White Horse Pike. But anyways, I'm a first-time caller, long-time listener, and one thing I could rant on, one thing that kind of boils my blood, is anytime that I travel out of state, I am always greeted with the exact same response. And I'm curious if you guys get this response at all. I know that you guys are from Central Jersey, and I know that you guys say some weird stuff, like, for instance, you call pork roll, you call it tailored ham. But anyways, anytime anybody finds out I'm from New Jersey, they always say to me, hey, you're from Jersey? And just curious if you guys get greeted with the same response whenever you're out of state, or if that's just how you guys talk up there in Central Jersey and maybe some people in North Jersey. But I'd appreciate your feedback on that.
Yo, this guy is spot on.
I love that guy, man. We should get another mic and have him on the podcast with us.
First off, Wade, that's his name, Wade.
Yeah.
Dude, you speak so well. Like, that was so clean.
I appreciate the shout out to the White Horse Pike too. Very nice.
Jimmy, I love how all the listeners know your favorite road.
I know.
Everybody
so
always,
good.
Everyone always DMs us like, "Hey, tell Jimmy I live right near the White Horse Pike Road."
Dude, so funny.
What a cool guy. But we got a few messages this week. If we didn't play yours, maybe we'll play it next week, or you could call in and leave us another one. But to answer his question, I will say everywhere I go, I've heard the Joyzy thing.
Dude, all the time.
Yep.
People are like, you don't sound like Joyzy.
Yeah, they're like,
Bro,
say
it's spot
coffee,
on.
say coffee.
I'm like, coffee. They're
Like,
like, that's not how you say it.
Not coffee.
I'm like, I'm from Jersey. That's how I say it. Like, I don't have to sound a certain way.
Well, movies have not done us any help. You
No,
know?
never.
If you watch any, what's the guy's name that made all the mob movies?
Scorsese?
Yeah, any Scorsese movie, they make Jersey, and Jersey's like basically an extension of Long Island.
I'm from Jersey. Like that, like I don't sound like Joyzy.
Yeah, but it's a good question, and I will say Jersey has a lot of stereotypes, and what we're here to do on this podcast is correct the stereotypes. The first one I do hear a lot is the armpit of America.
I hate it.
I hear that so much, and I'm like, yeah, if you fly into Newark, if you fly into EWR, you're going to think we're the armpit of America. But also, if you fly into Oakland, you're going to think California is the armpit of America, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense if you fly into a massive, very, very industrial urban area to make an assumption on what the state looks like. You'd never know California has Yosemite National Park, and you never know
wild.
Jersey has the beautiful Pine Barrens.
Or High Point State Park.
Yeah.
You ever think about an armpit with some deodorant on it though? It smells good.
Dude, that's such a good point.
Kind of crazy, right?
Wow.
So it's like we're the armpit, but like put a little deodorant on the armpit and then we're set. You're good. You're gonna
Well,
smell great.
I want to live in your mind for just one day, just float around in there.
But it's like a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're the armpit of America." It's like, yeah, it's awesome. Come over here.
Yeah, and my armpits aren't that big of a deal.
They're
not that bad.
It's. I don't think I think an armpit's beautiful.
Well, Wade, we appreciate the contribution. I will say I do have one issue with your voice message, and that's that you were saying something about pork roll. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I think he meant to say Taylor ham.
Should we give him a? We need to think of like a punishment on this podcast.
Punishment? What for people who? What? So 50% of the podcast will get mad at us.
No,
for,
we should like honk at people because it's Jersey. You drive like should we honk at Wade right now? Can you throw in a little beep beep sound effect?
Yeah,
We need like some sort of like a soundboard.
dude,
insult.
we're gonna cause a war with half our listeners because everyone's like, it's pork roll.
Well, half our listeners can think whatever they like, man. I mean, like,
It's just wild how it's like they don't know it's Taylor ham. They're like, it's pork roll. No,
well,
it's Taylor ham.
there's been good indoctrination done by the state to make them think that. And I will just say that, Wade, we like you, guy. Even if I call him guy.
we like you, guy.
We like you, man. Even if you got some weird opinions on.
No, but the
pork
call
roll.
was amazing. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Wade, for calling in and leaving us a voicemail. If you want to call into the Garden State, well, it's not really calling in. You could just record a voice memo on your phone and email it to hello@thegardenstate.com. And we're excited to hear from you.
And-
Leave us a little voicemail.
And listen, guys, we got a bunch of voicemails last week. If we didn't use yours, like we'll use them at some point. We're not going to just trash them.
Yeah.
We just want to pick one due to time this week, but we listened to every single voicemail we get. They were awesome. Thank you guys so much.
So that's the end of the podcast. You can make sure to check us out on Instagram, The Garden State. That's where you can find us. That's where you give all of our updates. And you don't want to miss that. Chomik, anything I'm missing there?
And if you want to get some merch to support the show, it's www.thegardenstate.com.
That's World Wide Web, period, thegardenstate. What's com stand for?
I don't know, actually.
Communications. We couldn't get .gov, so we had to get .com.
We want to be .gov.
So people could really think we're legit. No, but yeah, you guys can go on our website. Super easy. Go buy some merch.
Oh, com is commercial, yeah.
And we're going to be getting some more merch restocked ASAP. So if your size is not there, it's coming. And we got brand new designs coming soon. So thank you guys for all the support.
Thank you all. And that'll be it for this week. We'll see you next Friday. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
You're watching The Garden State. The Dirty Jers.